Bitch, I am loud, live, and in motherfucking colors. Dang! Like, hell no. To the no, no, no. Yada, yada, yada. Like, hell no. To the no, no, no. What we gonna be talking about, girl? Like, hell no. To the no, no, no. I am a random motherfucker, okay? So,
parental discretion is advised.
Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? It is I, your sister from another Mr. ThickChickVlogs, and yes, bitch, we are back with another video. But let me ask, before we get started, okay? Let me ask y'all a question, okay? This is gonna be the motherfucking question of the day for those of you. And bitch, I'm wearing this cashmere lippy. I don't know. I think it's giving me a little bit too much around this motherfucker. My lips ain't ashy, bitch. This is cashmere that I got on, okay? This is cashmere right here. I don't, about Wet n Wild, I don't know. We gonna wait with it, but bitch, don't try to read me, okay? Don't try to read me, motherfucker, okay? But I got this is my question of the day. For those of you who live up north, you know, wherever, goddamn, like New York, Philadelphia, shit like that. I want y'all to answer me a question. Chicago, I want y'all to answer me a question. Is it getting really cold up there? Because y'all running my motherfucking ass ragged, okay? Those of you who not necessarily know what type of work that I do, but you know the scope of my work, because sometimes I don't tell people what I do exactly, but I give them a little bit of a synopsis. Bitch, it must be getting cold because y'all running a chick rugged, okay? I was running rugged when it was hot. Now I'm sure enough running rugged now that it's cold, bitch, or about to get cold, because people calling, freaking out and shit. They want to get their furnaces and shit checked. And I'm like, bitch, damn, okay, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, let's move on swiftly, motherfucking profession, because we have some tea that we need to clog, okay? We got to do a little bit of a tea party right now, girl. So we're going to go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this here particular video. So those of you who are up there in those places, Philadelphia, New Jersey, New York, Virginia, all them places, let me know in the comment section. Is it cold up there? Because y'all motherfuckers is doing the most, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this here particular video, because, girl, I got a whole bunch of things that I need to do, bitch. Anyway, first thing that we're going to talk about is Lamar Odom. For those of you that do not know, Lamar Odom is, girl, he is up walking and talking and all this type of shit, girl. And people been going ham and cheese on my brother D.L. Hughley because, you know, D.L. Hughley is a comedian. Yeah, I had to cough on that. He is a comedian. I'm gonna tell y'all why I cough. Because, to be honest, a lot of the shit that D.L. Hughley say is just not funny to me. I just don't find him very, very, very funny. That's just me. Some of the shit that he say might, you know, make you hee a little bit, but he's not very funny to me. But a lot of people are going in on him because, you know, he's been making some jokes about the whole Lamar Odom situation, saying that ain't never gonna wake your ass up out of a corner, bitch, can you talk? Ain't never gonna wake your ass up out of a coma quicker than knowing that your ex is making your, you know, medical decisions for you. So, and people been like, this ain't no time to make no jokes and shit, and you know, so, but I'm like, damn, bitch, we already know that D.L. Hughley is a fucking comedian, and he says some more crazy ass shit. It ain't like the man dead, y'all. He ain't dead. Lamar Odom, the Lord has blessed the fuck out of Lamar Odom. I hope and I pray that Lamar Odom uses this second chance and he does something with it. It ain't gotta be going back to basketball, you know, if that ain't what the fuck he's supposed to be doing. It ain't gotta be that. Whether he just straighten up his goddamn life, do some mentoring or some shit to people who are ex-drug addicts, or people who are going through, you know, rehab or whatever. You never know. This could be a blessing in disguise that this shit happened. Like I said in my last video when I was talking about this whole situation. Sometimes the Lord puts us in situations to wake our asses up. Literally, okay? He could have been putting Lamar Odom in this situation to let him know, look, you need to straighten your life up, because the next time that you go and, you know, take a hit, or the next time that you go and shoot up some motherfucking heroin, whatever the hell he do, I'm not trying to get a man too much because I don't know exactly what he doing, but the next time you decide that you want to go out and do some shit like that, guess what? You clocking out of this motherfucker. Okay, game over for your ass. Your shift has ended. Okay, your ship has sailed, baby. It's game over. Okay, welcome to the pearly gates. That's what's gonna happen the next time you decide that you want to do some more idiotic ass shit like this. So I'm really happy that Lamar Odom is up and at him, and they said he has been transported to a rehabilitation facility to continue out his, therapy or whatever, because he's up and talking. Apparently, the first thing that he said when he came out of his coma, he woke up and saw Khloe Kardashian. This is allegedly now. Well, nobody in this motherfucking room, so I'm trying to figure. Maybe Khloe told them, and I got some shit to say about Khloe in a while. Girl, y'all gonna go ham and cheese on this shit. But apparently, he woke up out of the coma, and the first thing that he said was, "Hey, baby." Who said that? Khloe apparently had to let them know that he said that. Okay, let me take a sip of my. I went to Sonic again, bitch. Don't judge y'all. Look, I went to Sonic again, and I got me a bitch. I got me a purple passion in this motherfucker this time. It ain't really purple passion, girl. This is just a grape slush, but we gonna call it purple passion, girl, because a little bit of that got on my finger. Let me take a little sip of this bitch. But apparently, he woke up out of his coma and said, "Hey, baby," to Miss Khloe Kardashian, which is great. And a lot of people are condemning the Kardashians, and I'm gonna tell y'all why a lot of people are condemning the Kardashians in a second. But the thing people need to understand is we don't know the scope of Khloe and Lamar Odom's relationship. We don't know how they felt about each other. They could have, just because the Kardashians are annoying as fuck to us, it doesn't mean that they don't have a heart. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that they don't have a heart, and it doesn't mean that they don't genuinely care about this man. You kind of understand what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't mean that they don't genuinely care about him. But there are a lot of people who feel like they exploit people for their own personal gain. Now, let me read y'all a little bit about the reason why I say this. They said immediately after this happened, Khloe Kardashian took a flight a few hours after all this happened out to Las Vegas to be by Lamar Odom's side with cameras in tow, okay? Because they're filming, Keeping Up with the Kardashians or whatever the fuck the name of that show is. And they said, of course, they're using this as a storyline because they know that there's going to be a lot of motherfuckers that showing up going to be tuning in to Keeping Up with the Kardashians because they want to see the behind the scenes of all of this fiasco, from when they found out the news, from when they actually got on the private jet to Las Vegas to be by his side and all of that good stuff. So these people are saying that they're using this as an exploitation, as a way to exploit the situation in order to gain views and more quote unquote fame, popularity, whatever you want to start. So I'm going to go ahead and read you a little bit about what they said. This is what they're saying, not me, bitch. Like my auntie Lady Nika say, bitch, I don't make the news. I just report the shit, okay? It says, as former NBA star Lamar Odom clings to life in a Las Vegas hospital, his soon-to-be ex-wife Khloe Kardashian and her clan have done what they do best, make the story all about them. Before the Kardashians even made it to the hospital, there was no dignity here. Odom was found on Tuesday, as we know, unconscious and face down in a Nevada brothel, choking on his own mucus, with damage to his lungs from crack cocaine and track marks on his arm from the heroin. He spent 4 days and $75,000 there in a grim whorehouse that most closely resembles a Marriott. By all accounts, Odom was extremely depressed and out of it, gorging on KFC and T-bone steaks 3 at a time. This is from the New York Post now. The New York Post, okay? This ain't no satire site. This is from the New York Post. He had been transported to the nearest hospital by ambulance because he was too large to be airlifted. Is there a such thing? Can you be too big to be airlifted to the hospital? If that's true, let me know in the comment section because maybe I'm missing something. Okay. It says, within hours of Odom's hospitalization, Khloe, Kris, 7 months pregnant Kim hopped on a private plane. So all of them, of course, I'm pretty sure they wanted to be there to support Khloe Kardashian. They didn't want her to go out there, and this is a fucked up ass situation. This ain't a situation that you want somebody to go to the hospital themselves to be there alone to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So I can totally understand why her family would have been there with her. You know what I'm saying? Because if I'm going to the hospital to be by the side of an ex or my current husband, I don't want to be, even though I understand people have to, but that's a fuck, sometimes you need some emotional support there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say that they went because they wanted camera attention too. That's her daughter and Kim is her sister. So they wanted to, be by her side during all of this, in my opinion. So it says the 11th It's according to Radar Online. Now, this is Radar Online. And these are not, like I said, these are not satire sites. According to Radar Online, they had a camera crew in tow. The 11th season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, filming now, premieres next month. Caitlyn Jenner was en route. So Caitlyn Jenner was going out there with them. Girl, bitch. So by early Wednesday, media outlets such as TMZ, Radar, People, Us Weekly, and E suddenly had real-time updates and unobstructed views of matriarch Kris and her daughters outside of the hospital, dressed in designer black dresses as if they were all widowed first ladies, straining to show distress on perfectly made up Botox faces. These people, they doing too fucking much now. I mean, y'all, I understand that y'all trying to, big. They is going in on New York Post. The Kardashians let it be known that they dropped everything when they heard of Odom's collapse, as if this was a heroic response rather than a merely decent one. In Khloe's case, she's been on a lingerie shoot. In little sister Kylie's case, she's been on a web stream. I love you guys, she tweeted. The next day, Kylie donned a tight strapless two-piece and went to the mall. Paparazzi just happened to be there. It's a whole long laundry list of what the fuck is going on, but needless to say, they're basically trying to say that they're using this as a means of exploitation, trying to exploit the situation for views and ratings on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because, we already know that a lot of people are gonna want to see the behind the scenes of this. When they got the call about what happened to Lamar Odom, to when they got on that private plane, to when they got to the hospital, to all that stuff. We already know they're not going to show inside of the room or anything like that, but they may do this whole dramatic thing to where they're running to the, inside the hospital room or something like that. It's going to be something. So, I can understand where people's minds are going, because it's very possible, because, you can't put nothing past these motherfuckers. But I genuinely believe that, people can care about folks regardless of whether or not they're annoying or not. She could, genuinely care about this man. And apparently he genuinely cares about her, because he's the one who refused to sign the divorce papers. You feel me? Not her. So I can't sit there and put that on, her. You can't blame her for the situation that Lamar Odom is in. Look, Khloe Kardashian went at that brothel with Lamar Odom, putting the rub on him while he was fucking these damn hoes. Okay, she didn't do that shit. She ain't the one shooting the damn drugs in his arm. She ain't the one putting the crack pipe to his mouth. So granted, these bitches are annoying, but that doesn't make them bad people to the point where we need to be saying horrible things like they just there for the cameras, which, like I said, everybody got their motherfucking opinions, and like I said, they very well might be, but we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they are fucking annoying. I will say that. But I'm gonna move on from that situation, continue to pray for Lamar Odom, because there's a whole lot of recovering that has to be done in that whole little situation. And since we on Lamar Odom, we're gonna have to talk about Master P right quick, because this is gonna be a long ass video, girl. Master P decided that he wanted to get on camera and talk all kinds of shit, talking about he feels like Kobe Bryant could have prevented this whole situation with Lamar Odom. Let me goddamn cut the ringer off on my phone, because I don't want no bullshit or no shenanigans to pop off. I need to have y'all undivided attention. I don't need you two to be tripping because my phone decides that it wants to ring. Master P. Okay, and anybody else who has that thought process that feels like one person can prevent a person from being on drugs, or one person can stop a person from doing whatever it is that they motherfucking want to do. A grown person is going to do what the fuck they want to do. Let me tell you this right now. Do you know how many mothers, fathers, grandparents, children, sisters, brothers, aunties, and uncles out there who got family members who are on drugs? You probably got one in your family that you didn't talk to until you was blue in the motherfucking face. Okay? You sat there and offered them all the help that you could possibly think that you could offer within your means. Okay? Help them get into a treatment facility. Offers to take them in until they get themselves together. At the end of the day, if that grown-ass motherfucker decide that they want to go out and smoke crack, they want to go out and drink or do whatever it is that they motherfucking want to do, guess what? They're going to go out and do it, okay? I don't give a fuck what you or nobody else have to say. Don't you know how many parents out there have prayed long and hard for their children who are addicted to drugs or any other type of abuse. Don't you know that you got parents out there that have prayed to no avail? Sometimes you can't, some of this stuff you can't pray away. Okay, that's just like AIDS or cancer or something like that. You get some people who feel like they can just, granted, don't get me wrong, don't misunderstand me now, because the Lord works in mysterious ways, and it can be some powerful stuff that come out of your prayers. But we need to understand that sometimes when you have certain ailments, if that person doesn't want to help themselves, it ain't nothing that you can do but give it to Jesus. Okay? Ain't nothing that you can do but give it to God and move on with your life. Because if you sit there and try to, it's people out there who have had children who've been on drugs since they was 19, 20 years old. These folks 40 years old now still here smoking drugs. And guess what? Mom and dad are dead because they've been sitting there worried about what these kids are doing. At the end of the day, these children are going to do what these children are going to do. We need to understand that. Do we pray for our children? Yes. You pray for them long and hard, and you give it to Jesus. Give it to God. Like my auntie Lady Nika said another thing. Y'all need to go and check her out. Okay, I give her shout outs all the time because she is thebomb.com. But she has a video on this. When I tell y'all, that video gave me chills because it reminded me so much of my mama. My mama tell me this all the time. She tell me, Tawana, she said, look, when you sitting there, you going through a situation, if you sitting there worrying yourself half the damn death to the point where you going to give yourself a damn stroke, guess what? You going to have that stroke, you going to carry your ass down into the hospital, and when you get out of that hospital, guess what? That problem still going to be there. So you didn't sit there and worried yourself into the damn ground to the point where you didn't have a fucking stroke. Now your goddamn mouth twisted. You goddamn can't walk straight. Your arm cut up like a motherfucking chicken wing. And what did it get you? But a goddamn stroke. That problem still right there. So my mama tell me all the time, if it's something that I can't help you with, if it's something that you can't control, you give it to Jesus and you leave it there. If you sit there and pray about a situation and you still around there, I don't know what it, guess what? You didn't give it to Jesus. Because if you give it to Jesus, guess what you got? You got to leave it there and you got to believe. You got to have the faith, even if it's just the faith of the mustard seed. He said that's all you got to have. Faith, when I tell y'all, so small. Do you know what a mustard seed is? It's so small that you can't barely even see it. You just got to have the faith of a mustard seed that when you give it to him, he going to handle it. But if you sitting there, you still trying to, dibble and dabble in that situation, guess what's going to happen? You're going to still be in that same situation. So give it to him and leave it there. So even when you got children that's on these drugs and things, like all you got to do is pray. All you can do is pray about it. That's it. So, Brother Master P, for you to sit there and say that Kobe Bryant could have done something for Lamar Odom, my thing is this: you don't know what the fuck Kobe Bryant was, what kind of conversations Kobe Bryant had with Lamar Odom, and who the fuck are you? Okay? Don't you got a brother right here in the goddamn prison system or some shit right there for murder? The fuck? I heard you turned your back on your damn brother. Is that true? We gonna move on swiftly and motherfucking professionally, okay? Ugh. I'm so annoyed with that whole little situation. But let's move on, okay? The next story we're going to talk about, I don't have a link for that. I have links for my other stories. But, y'all, this Periscope shit is going a little bit too far. And let me explain why this Periscope shit is going a little bit too far. So, I was on Periscope a little while ago. I think it was, I don't remember how many days ago it was. I honestly don't. But I had forgot all about this story. So I was listening to Charlemagne on The Breakfast Club. Y'all don't know who fucking Charlemagne the God is. If you don't, girl, I don't know what to fucking tell you. But Charlemagne did this chick as the donkey of the day, and that brought back my memory. I was on Periscope. Y'all know I get on Periscope like 40 going off. I haven't actually gotten live on there because I've been so busy with work. But I do get on there sometime to check out other people's live streams. And I had clicked on this girl's Periscope, and it said something about getting drunk in the bar or at the bar, drunk people at the bar, some shit like that. I forgot exactly what it was, but I remember clicking on it, and this girl was in the bar drinking and all this type of shit. So I probably wasn't on a good 2 minutes. I mean, because the shit wasn't entertaining to me. So I clicked off of it. But she got back on there later saying, driving home drunk, needs some entertainment. So I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like I said, I forgot all about the shit. A lot of times people put titles on their Periscopes to get people to click on it so they have more viewers. But this particular chick was actually driving drunk. And people were on her Periscope. She had hundreds of people in her room, of course, because you got people who were probably like, this bitch is not seriously driving home drunk, right? So you got all these people that were in her room, and she was like, oh my God, I got 50 people in here. That's when she first logged on. Oh my God, I got 50 people in here. I can't believe it. Drunk as a motherfucking Cooter Brown. So, of course, who the fuck is Cooter Brown, bitch? We got to go into a rabbit hole worker. Who the fuck is Cooter Brown? My mama used to say that shit all the time. If you country, if you from the country, or even if you from the city, if you ever heard somebody say drunk as a Cooter Brown, let me know who the fuck Cooter Brown is. Is he somebody famous that used to get plaster like Ned DeWino from Good Time? Y'all need to let me know who the fuck is Cooter Brown. But anyway, she was drunk as Cooter Brown, okay? And people were calling 911 like, this bitch is on a Periscope, this bitch is on a live stream, this bitch is driving down the road drunk. Y'all need to go find this hoe. So of course they went and found this hoe and they locked her ass up. And of course now she got a lawyer. Her lawyer and put out a fucking statement talking about my client is innocent and you're gonna... How the fuck is your client innocent when she's on a live streaming service, getting drunk in a bar, and then an hour later, she's in her car driving home fucking plastered? If it's one thing I have zero respect for, besides a person who molests kids, is a fucking drunk ass driver. Let me explain why. My father lost his leg to a drunk driver the day, well, he lost his leg a couple of days before I was born, but my dad lost his leg to a drunk driver a couple of days before I was born. Drunk driver ran a red light, hit my dad's car, crushed his entire leg. My dad was in the military. He had already been sent home because he had jumped out of a plane and he had a pin in his leg. He was over there in the war. My dad didn't like to talk about that type of stuff when it came to wars and all this type of stuff. He didn't like to discuss that stuff because he lost a lot of his battle buddies in the war. And he jumped out of an airplane. I don't know the whole specifics of the situation because he didn't like to talk about it. But he had a pin in his leg and he was home from the war, and the drunk driver ran through the red light, hit my dad's car, crushed it, and they had to amputate his leg. My dad was actually in the hospital, in the same hospital with my mother the day that I was born. My daddy they had pictures of my mom and dad in the same room. They weren't assigned to the same room, but my daddy wasn't having that shit not seeing his child being born, so they had to pull my daddy in the room in the chair because he had just had his legs amputated, and it was by a drunk driver. And guess what? The drunk driver had a motherfucking scratch. One thing that I don't like, you got all these fucking drunk drivers, these people out here who drive drunk, and my thing is this: you're not endangering your own life, okay? I mean, you are endangering your own life, but it's not just your life that you are endangering, okay? And most of the time when you have these fucking drunk drivers, not only do they hurt themselves, but they end up hurting other people, possibly killing other people, okay? And a lot of times they walk away from this shit with just a motherfucking scratch. And that's what burns me up, is when you have a person out there who decides that they want to do some stupid ass shit like drive drunk, especially when you got all these motherfucking resources that you can take. You got Ubers now, you have taxi cabs, you got buses. Sometimes you even get AAA who will come and tow your shit and take your funky ass home if you fucking drunk. Okay, you got even AAA services that'll do that. Certain AAA services, not all of them. And during certain periods of time, I know they do that for New Year's, and it's another holiday they do that for. Sometimes I think they do it for the 4th of July. But sometimes you got these, and hell, even if you sit there and have a person in the damn bar, I understand that you might not know these fucking people. Bitch, anything is better than your stupid ass driving fucking home drunk, okay? So I have no remorse for this motherfucker. And apparently she was like 20, 21 years old or some shit like that. No, she was probably 21, 22. I can't say she was 20, 21. I'm gonna say, bitch, I can't talk. I'm going to want to say that it said that she was 21 or 22 years old or something like that. But I don't have no remorse for her motherfucking ass. Her shit needs to be suspended just like everybody else's been, okay? And as far as her lawyer is concerned, I understand that you get paid to say, shit like you motherfuckers. So you got fucking lawyers out here who getting fucking people off for murdering babies. That's their fucking job. But I don't know if I can have a fucking job to where I'm getting a motherfucker off for killing a damn child, like the Casey Anthony situation. Ain't no way in the fucking hell I could have been Casey Anthony's lawyer, knowing that I know that this bitch did it, but because of circumstantial evidence, I know for a fact that she's going to get off because they can't prove it solidly because the baby's body had been so badly deteriorated. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I can have that type of a heart to get this old evil ass bitch off for some money. But like they said, the money, the root to all evil, bitch. But yeah, that bitch got a donkey of the day, and she deserved the fucking donkey of the day, girl. So yeah, fuck up. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna talk about is Ann Coulter. Is that how you pronounce that bitch name? Ann Coulter. A lot of people were saying that Ann Coulter ripped, Raven-Symoné a new asshole and all this type of shit. Which, granted, Raven-Symoné ass needed to be checked because that was some stupid ass shit. Bitch, anytime you got your own daddy that said, bitch, you saying those stupid ass shit, you saying those stupid ass motherfucking shit to say that you wouldn't hire somebody because their name was Watermelon Dre, and bitch, you sitting there with goddamn fire red ass hair and purple ass lips, bitch. You got some fucking nerves. I even posted a photo on my Facebook page. Also, the link will be down in the description box to my Facebook page for you guys to go over and add me. But the bitch even went out in public, had some fucking long ass blonde locks in her head that went down to her fucking ankles. You know what I'm saying? Down to her fucking past her fucking kneecaps, looking like a motherfucking fool. Yet and still, you want to sit there and talk about you wouldn't hire somebody because their name was Watermelon Dre. But bitch, you are the stereotypical ghetto person doing some more idiotic ass shit like that. You wouldn't want nobody to stereotype you because you have fire red hair and purple lips, right? That doesn't make you ghetto because you have fire red hair and purple lips. Just because somebody's name is Watermelon Drea, even though, I don't know nobody named Watermelon Drea, but, there was a fictional name, but she was just using that as a reference. I don't know anybody named Watermelon Drea, but even if it was, that doesn't make her ghetto because her name is Watermelon Drea. You understand what I'm saying? So Ann Coulter, she decided that Raven-Symoné decided that she wanted to check Ann Coulter on The View because, we all know Ann Coulter, that bitch needs to be married to Donald Trump because they are fucking the perfect couple. Okay, she says some of the dumbest shit as well. She's another racist motherfucker. But Raven-Symoné tried to check her on The View, and Ann Coulter was like, at least I say things, regarding politics, and you sit there and discriminate against people based on their name. So of course, when she said that, Raven-Symoné decided to, keep her mouth closed. She didn't say anything. I mean, she was kind of like, damn, this bitch read me. But at the same time, we need to, understand that Ann Coulter is a fucking evil, sadistic individual her damn self. So they both are on the same fucking boat when it comes to the stupid ass statements that they say. So fuck Ann Coulter and fuck Raven-Symoné for that bullshit that she pulled. But sometimes we all say stupid ass shit every now and then. But Raven-Symoné been saying a whole lot of stupid shit lately. So yeah, I really don't feel no type of way about the shit that Ann Coulter said to Raven-Symoné. I really don't. They both are full of shit, and they both can kiss my motherfucking ass. Now we're gonna move on to the motherfucking professionally, okay? Now, there's a boy who got probation for well, he didn't murder anyone, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go to the situation because I don't want to lie on the situation. I think that he plotted to kill his parents, and he also plotted to attack his high school. He planned on killing his parents, and he also planned to go to his high school and off a bunch of students in the high school. Now, that's why I tell people, if you see anyone posting anything that you think is a joke on social media as far as attacking a school or attacking anybody for that matter, I don't give a fuck who it is, you need to report that shit, because a lot of times this shit right here, nigga, is for real. People out here are psychedelic and they're doing stupid ass shit, and they're serious about it. It's not a fucking joke. It's not a fucking game. Especially in 2015 when people say stupid shit like this, it's not funny. It needs to be reported, because a lot of times these motherfuckers may be serious. It may be a matter of life or death whether you report this motherfucker and get them off the streets. Prime example is that damn dumbass motherfucker. I forgot his fucking name. Dylan Roof, down there in Charleston, South Carolina, when he was telling his roommate about the stuff that he was going to do. His roommate didn't say anything. That fool could have been locked up long ago for the mere shit, the terroristic threats that he was making. You know what I'm saying? And those people could still possibly be alive today. So, yeah, I really honestly and truly think that if you see anything like that on social media, you need to report them people, because you never know whose life you may be saving. Hell, you may be saving your own damn life. Okay, it says after almost a year, and I scroll down too far. It says after almost a year, do my computer want a motherfucking freeze? Bitch, we gotta upgrade our equipment around this motherfucker, okay? It's after almost a year and a half of legal procedures, the Wasaka teen accused of planning to kill his family and attack his high school is sentenced in court Monday. So he was sentenced to 10 years probation and 50 hours of community service, okay? It said he will now be sent to a secure mental facility in Georgia that specializes in treating patients on the autism spectrum disorder. So apparently he has autism spectrum disorder. And it says, upon completion, he will be ordered to a halfway house where they send you after you've been, incarcerated or in a mental facility or whatever for however long, to be I guess a halfway house is a place to reintroduce you back into society before possibly returning to the place where he planned on committing these crimes. And a lot of people are really up in arms because they feel like, motherfucker, if this motherfucker planned to kill his parents and then he planned to kill go and attack a high school, murder innocent people in a high school, he needs to be confined to this mental institution. I mean, he has probation for 10 years, but my thing is this: who's going to be watching this motherfucker? Okay, how do we know that this person isn't going to go to this mental institution facility? And they said they're not, but they did say they're not going to release him until they until they feel like he is ready to be re-entered into society. Don't you know there are a lot of people out there who have been ordered to mental facilities and they have returned to society only to kill again? As a matter of fact, there's a story that I cannot remember the exact headline, but there was a guy who had been in prison for I don't know how many years, got out in less than 24 hours. He killed his mother. In less than 24 hours, he killed his mother. Now, I'm not saying that when a person goes to jail for a certain crime, they need to stay there forever, but this is some evil, sadistic shit, and it's not normal, okay? For a person to go and plan to shoot up a high school and kill his whole entire family. Now he's getting 10 years probation. He's going to go to a mental facility for probably a year or so. They're going to send him to a halfway house, and they're going to send him right back to where the fuck he just came from. Anybody else see anything wrong with that picture? I don't know about you, but if I lived there, I would be scared because that's just some crazy ass shit. Would you not be scared if they said that and told you, yeah, we have a serial killer here that we caught him before he killed any more people, or we caught him before he actually killed anybody, but he has a book of the people he was gonna kill, but we're gonna send him to a mental facility for them to evaluate him. We're gonna treat him for a little bit, then we're gonna send him to a halfway house, and we're gonna send him home because he didn't actually kill nobody. He wrote down what he was gonna do, but he didn't actually do it. So we gonna send. Would you feel safe? I know I would. Okay, I know I wouldn't feel safe on no shit like that. So a lot of people are up in arms about the situation, but what can you do in situations like this? But pray and keep praying. That's really all we can do in a situation like this. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna talk about, and I have a message here. I don't know what the hell it is. I'm sorry, but the next thing that we're going to talk about is it was a 14-year-old boy who was stabbed let's see where he was from. I think I have it already pulled up, but there was a 14-year-old boy who was stabbed by his mother's boyfriend, okay, live-in boyfriend. Can you imagine dating a man and you're at work or wherever you're at? I don't know. If you're at the house, it really don't matter where you at, for real. Can you imagine dating a man and that man stabs and kills your 14-year-old son over an argument? We know a lot of times, you have teenagers and you say you dating a new dude. That's why they tell you don't bring every nigga around your damn kids, okay? That goes for ladies and gentlemen, okay? Fellas, don't bring every chick around your kids, and ladies, don't bring every man around your kids, okay? You have to be selective with people when you have children. Hell, you got to be selective with folks when you ain't got kids. But you damn sure got to be selective when you have children. Ain't no way in the hell I could sit there and be dating a man and shit, I break up with that man 2 months later and then in the next week I got a new nigga. But that's confusing as hell to children, okay? Just so you know. Only introduce men or women to your children when you know that it's somebody that you're going to be with and it's somebody that you can trust, okay? But this guy was at this woman's house, and apparently he got into an argument with her 14-year-old son. It was apparently 2 kids there, but the 14-year-old is the one who was stabbed, and he was hospitalized where he later he was stabbed and killed. And there was another teenager who was hospitalized, okay? They were both in the house. So it says officers responded to the 600 block of Audrey Lane at 7:25 a.m. on Monday and found 2 teenagers suffering from stab wounds. Police believe the victims lived in the apartment where the incident happened. Police say Crawford was the live-in boyfriend of the teenager's mother, that they believed the stabbing stemmed from an argument. The 14-year-old has been identified by police as Keyshawn Mason. He died from his injuries at the hospital while the other victim, an 18-year-old, was treated and released from the hospital. Mason was a 9th grader at Potomac High School. It said this is one of his friends. We had became best friends, and I used to tell him everything. Everything, said a friend Chardonnay Moore. That was my best friend, and we grew a big bond. Homicide detectives and crime scene investigators went through the apartment inside and out. Neighbors watched and said crime in the area is not acceptable. So this lady's living boyfriend stabbed her 14-year-old son and her 18-year-old son and killed the 14-year-old. And it could have possibly very well happened that the 18-year-old could have been killed as well. Horrible, horrible situation. There's no way in hell I can even fathom her shit like that. Not saying the mother wanted this to happen. I want people to understand me. Not saying that someone would want this to happen to their children. But I'm saying you have to be very selective about the people that you bring around your children. This is a horrible, horrible, sad situation. And I can only imagine. I don't even want to try to fathom or imagine what she's going through, to know that a dude that she was dating stabbed her 14-year-old son and her 18-year-old son and killed the 14-year-old. This is a horrible, horrible, horrible situation, and that's definitely something you got to keep her in prayer about. So, okay, the next story that we're going to talk about, because I do have a lot to talk about, and I don't want to keep y'all for too long, but bitch, watch me in sections if you have to. Watch me riding to work when you're stuck in traffic, okay? It says, police defend an arrest after a video surfaced online. We already know it's 2015. People recording everything, okay? If you coming and you trying to arrest somebody and I feel like you doing some fucked up shit, pull out your camera phone and record. You never know. It might be some shit that happened to your ass where you want somebody to record the situation. Now, I'm not saying go up to the police and put the camera in their face like this to where they can't do their damn job because you obstructing their damn, procedure. That's not what I'm saying. But if you are at a safe distance away from the police officers and you decide that you want to pull out your camera and record them, do it. Okay? Now, like I said, don't walk your ass over there fucking with them in their investigation now. Don't do that because you're going to catch your ass, face down on the ground, because we already know they doing some fucked up shit. So stay at a safe distance to where you're not hindering their investigation and record their ass when they're doing some fucked up ass shit. But there was this boy, I'm going to read y'all a little bit about what happened, okay? It said, Prince George's County Police are defending an officer after video surfaced on social media of an arrest in which some say excessive force was used. And I agree that there was excessive force used, but I'm going to talk about something a little bit later. It said, in a portion of the video, an officer can be seen trying to subdue a subject Saturday in College Park. Police said it all began hours earlier in Laurel after 21-year-old Giovanni, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his middle name, Young, was arrested during a traffic stop. Police said Young was a passenger in the car that smelled of marijuana. So he was riding with somebody who was in a car. They probably was in there smoking weed, or someone probably had some weed on them, and the police smelled it. Young complained he was injured, okay? So they took him to the hospital. They complained I don't know what he was injured of. I don't know if something happened before this whole little incident went down. I don't know. But the boy said he was injured, so they had to take him to the hospital. So upon his release, and they was trying to transfer him to jail, this is what the police said. Now, whether this is true, I don't know, because we already know that police officers do lie. They do lie, and they do lie a lot, okay? They said, this is what the cops said. They said that the boy, the young man, he unclipped his seatbelt and he tried to escape, okay? That's what they said happened. If he unclipped his seatbelt, I don't know really how he was trying to escape out of the back of a police car. From my understanding, I ain't never been in the back of a police car, thank God, okay? But from my understanding, don't police officers' cars lock from, you can't open that motherfucker from the inside, right? So he unclipped his seatbelt and tried to escape. I don't know if he was kicking the window or what the fuck was happening. But it says he attempts to strike and spit on the officer several times and then successfully bites the officer at least once. So this boy, he was kicking the officer, he was hitting the officer, or trying to hit the officer, and he spit on the officer and he bit him, okay? So it says authorities admit that force was used, but they said the officer acted accordingly. The officer eventually had to use a stun gun on Young. Young was also wanted in Howard County on robbery charges. I'm not going to read the rest of this whole little situation, but I'm going to say this, okay? Fellas, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, when you are being detained by police officers, don't get me wrong, you got police officers that will sit there and fuck with you. to no avail when you ain't done a damn thing. I'm gonna talk about another situation in a second. But you got police officers who will fuck with you to no avail. But if you are in a situation to where a police officer, you're in the back of a police car, you're being transported to the police station, whether you feel like you did something wrong or not, the last thing you want to do, especially in 2015 when they went our nigga ass, our lives are in danger. Okay, especially at the hands of these motherfucking police. So don't get me wrong, they in danger. You know, there is black on black crime, but what we talking about right now is police brutality. The people who are supposed to, you know, protect and serve our ass. So, when you are in a situation where you're being, you know, detained by police officers or whatever, fight that shit later. But because when you're sitting there and you're arguing with police and you're sitting there fighting, hitting, spitting, and you bite a police officer, you run the risk of getting your ass not only brutalized, but decapitated. Okay, you run the risk of getting your motherfucking kitchen split. Okay, because police officers are not playing, especially when it comes to any type of what they consider a threat. So if this is true, if the child was doing this, if the young man was doing this, there was all types of wrong. All types of wrong. So I think he is definitely wrong for that. And I think the police officer is wrong because he had him on the ground. Because I did watch part of the video. He was wrong because he had the boy down there. He did, you know, kind of elbow him in the face. But, you know, I guess that can, I understand that sometimes, you know, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not going to always come on here and bash cops when I feel like they haven't done necessarily anything wrong. But if you are kicking and spitting on a person, then you bite them, motherfucker, that's my fucking reaction probably to elbow your ass in the face. You know what I'm saying? So if this situation is true, if he did do that, it was a very, very fucked up situation for the young man to do, because you don't kick, you don't spit, you don't try to hit, and you damn sure don't bite no damn cop. I mean, come on now, that was a stupid ass situation for you to even fucking do. You should have just got your ass in the back of that car and went on where you needed to go. Thank God he's not dead, okay? Thank God he's not dead. But I feel like it was a fucked up ass situation if the young man did in fact do that. So, like I said, I can, you know, it's a fucked up situation that the cop did hit him, but sometimes that's a fucking reaction if you got somebody who bites your ass hard enough. So I don't know how I feel about this whole other situation right there, like I said. But y'all can read up on the story if you want to. The title of the article is, I'm going to tell you the title of the article, I'm not going to put it in the description box. Police defend arrest after video surfaces online. Y'all can, but bitch, well, all these motherfucking police brutality cases, ain't no telling how many articles will come up for that. But it's out of Chicago, so hopefully you can find it that way. All right, so since we're on the police in my state, y'all know I live in Alabama, okay, or country-ass Alabama. So there was a man who was stopped in Talladega, Alabama for jogging. Black man jogging in Talladega, Alabama. And the police decided that they wanted to stop him because they were suspicious. They claimed that they've had break-ins and things like that in the neighborhood. Now, granted, it was midnight. They said it was like 12:32 in the morning or something like that. And the dude was running and he was, you know, sweaty and shit like that. So I guess, you know, if you running in the middle of the night in a neighborhood, I guess it can look, you know, it do look suspect to some folks. But let's be honest, okay? I live in a college town. There are little white kids running all the time, all hours of the fucking night. You don't catch the police officer fucking with them because they're gonna assume they jogging. But if you see a nigga running, you gonna automatically assume they running from something, because that's the first thing the police officer asks them: where are you running from? What are you running from? The man was like, I'm just running. But now that's another thing, okay? When the cop asked him what he was doing, granted, you feel like the police officer, you know, stopped you unjustly, which he kind of did. He didn't have no reason to stop you because you hadn't, quote unquote, done anything wrong. I'm not going to put that in quotes because the man hadn't done anything wrong. He hadn't done anything wrong. So the police officer asked him, you know, where he was coming from. He could have just told the man I was jogging or whatever, but he wanted to, you know, be like, okay, I didn't do shit, so I'm going where I'm going. You know, he was kind of giving the police officer a hard time. Now, granted, I understand when you know, if you feel like a police officer are being, you know, harassing you or whatever, but shit, I would have just told him, look, man, I'm jogging. I've been jogging. You can call your other officer on the CB. He saw me jogging, because there was another police officer who he called for backup. And when that cop got there, that cop did confirm that he saw the man jogging down the road. So he, you know, he was like, yeah, I saw you, you know, walking, and then you started jogging. You know, he saw, so he was jogging. He was like, but this police officer can arrest you right now for not, you know, giving him your identification, because he did ask the man for his identification, but the man said, well, my name Corey. First of all, I want to know what I'm being detained for. And they wasn't necessarily detaining them. They was kind of just asking them questions where it was coming from, because they claimed that it was a lot of break-ins going on in their neighborhood and things like that. So they assumed this nigga was breaking into somebody's shit. So, but he did, you know, school their ass. Or I'm not even going to say necessarily he schooled them. I'm going to say that he let them know that he felt like he was being stopped unjustly. Let me plug my thing up here because my battery going dead, bitch. That he felt like he was being stopped unjustly, so he did check their ass on that little situation right there. But apparently he ended up getting, you know, letting them know, and they was telling him the reason why they had stopped them and all that shit was pretty much because he was a nigga and he was running at 12:30 in the morning. And I don't mean in the morning like daylight. I mean 12:30. Y'all know what I'm saying. 12:30 at night, morning, whatever you want to call it. It's the next goddamn day. But yeah, he was running in and they assumed that he was, you know, stealing somebody's shit. I'm just gonna tell you the truth. What I believe, they believe he was stealing somebody's shit because he was black. Okay, but he let him know that he wasn't doing shit. He was just jogging. He was just a nigga running home, you know, trying to get a little bit of exercise in. And I guess they let him go on his merry way. I guess after he showed his identification, because his camera ended up cutting off. But he let them know, y'all know there's an app out there. I forgot the name of the app, but I told y'all about it a while back. There is an app out there that you can download where if you're recording the police, or if you're recording any situation, if the police officers decide that they want to take your phone away from you, once you get done recording, because a lot of times they can delete that footage. If you're recording a police officer, or if you're recording a situation and you feel like that the recording will be deleted by the police officer, if the camera stops recording, it automatically uploads to whatever website or whatever it is. So there is an application for that, but I forgot the name of it. I heard about it on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show a couple of weeks back. So yeah, shout out to whoever created that app. That is a great application. Let me plug my phone in real quick so I can continue recording. Okay, I am back. So since we are on the great state of Alabama, we're going to talk about the whole little situation about the governor deciding that he wants to close down DMVs in what was it? 10? Is it 10? I think it's 10 counties in Alabama. I think it's 10, or it's 15. I think it's 10. Hold on. No. 31. Bitch. So it's way more. 31 DMVs in the state of Alabama that the governor decided that they wanted to close because of budget cuts. And let me explain why this is such an uproar in Alabama. Because the places that they're deciding that they want to close these DMVs are in rural areas where 75% of the population are African American people. Okay, poor African American people at that. And we all know that the law has been passed that you have to have a voter's a picture ID in order to vote. You know, it used to be where you can go in person and you can vote, and you ain't got to have a picture ID. You can have an ID, but now you got to have a picture ID in order to vote. You know that they just passed that law. Was it a couple years ago, 2 years ago, maybe last year? I forgot exactly. But the law has been passed that you have to have a picture ID to vote. So the governor decided that, you know, because of these budget cuts, he decided that he wanted to close 31 DMVs in these, you know, minority populated areas. And people are in an uproar simply because if you have poor minority people who, number one, a lot of these people, you know, young folks and things like that, they're just getting of age to vote. And especially if you got poor people, they don't have cars and things like that. How are these people going to get to these other cities and places like that to get to the DMV to get their driver's license and things like that? And not only that, you got, I mean, it could have been several other counties that if he decided that he wanted to just close some DMV, but he decided to close the DMVs in these rural areas. Now, what's going on? Is my thing really fucking up here? Y'all, I'm just ghetto. Hold on. Sorry about that, but they decided that they wanted to close these DMVs in, you know, these minority communities. A lot of people are in uproar because they feel like now a lot of these, you know, black folks ain't going to be able to get no picture identification in order to vote. I mean, especially if you got people already that, you know, a lot of these black folks really ain't trying to go and vote anyway because they feel like these people are full of shit. And, you know, now you really got these folks that really are not gonna, you know, want to go out and try to go to a different city to get an ID. They just not gonna go through the effort to try to do it. And I know a lot of people might be saying, well, if they really wanted to vote, they would go through the effort to go to the different city to get their identification to vote and all. I get what you're saying. But we have to understand, we living in Alabama, okay? Out the state of Alabama, where folks have sat there and shed their blood and shit for this very right, for folks to be able to vote. And you got a person who, this is a civil rights violation, girl. This is a civil rights violation. It is a slap in the face, okay? A slap in the face to people who teach kids all about being equal, okay? Because 75% of registered voters would see the DMV licenses closed. Not only that, a lot of these places where people go and vote at, okay? So now they're going to have to change the voting location. It's just a whole big uproar about this whole situation. But now, since he got, a lot of these black folks who, eating his motherfucking ass up, we already know the goddamn governor got a whole lot of other shit going on. But he know it's going to be a federal investigation. So let me tell y'all about what he's doing, okay? He knows it's going to be a federal investigation that's going on. So he decided that he is reconsidering closing these DMVs in these minority areas, okay? Because he knows it's going to be a federal investigation. There's a whole lot of other shit that he got going on that he don't want these feds to motherfucker find out, okay? Let me say, if y'all didn't know, our governor has been married to his wife for, 50 years, some shit, 50-some years. Girl, they decided that they have irreconcilable differences after 50 fucking years. I believe she knows some shit that she ain't saying, and she knows some shit about to go down, so she don't want to be around when the shit go down. So these irreconcilable, reconcilable, whatever the fuck, differences that they have, she got out after 50 years. They've been married all these years. You got all these people that voted for these folks, and he is full of shit, by the way. Y'all can look him up, fuck him, but y'all can look his ass up, the governor of Alabama. And you can see all the corrupt shit that he has been doing. And, his wife decided that she didn't want to be married to his motherfucking ass no more. And I think some shit about to pop off. And I think that she didn't want to be nowhere around when the shit pops off. So, But what's crazy about the whole situation, and I think after their divorce, they ordered him to pay her $700 per month in spousal support. Where the fuck that number came from, I have no idea. Because this motherfucker right here is filthy. Okay, but they did give her the homes that they have. I think they have a home in Montgomery. They have one on the beach somewhere down there. So they did give her a couple of the homes and $700 per month in spousal support. But I'm pretty sure she ain't heard for no damn money. Hell, she probably been, had a separate goddamn account for the last 50 years that they've been damn married, banking goddamn money. Let's tell the truth. When you got a woman who know that she about to get out of the situation, especially when she with a man who she done been with for years and know that nigga got money, and she know she about to be, out the door. You got a lot of times these motherfuckers, when they go open a separate bank account and goddamn be banking like a motherfucker. Okay, but I'm finna go buy this, I'm finna go buy it, and be taking that damn money, put it in that separate account. Now, that's what you call a smart motherfucker. I'm just gonna say that. So if you a smart bitch and you know damn well that you got a nigga who cheating on you, doing this, doing that, and he rich, going out there and doing this all fucked up ass shit with these other bitches, open up you another account. I co-sign that motherfucker shit. Hell, bitch, you been in that shit for 20, 30 years. That's your money, too. The fuck? Okay? Especially if you been riding or dying for this motherfucker. Fuck that shit. But yeah, that's what's going on in Alabama, girl. Y'all can check it out about how he's trying to close these DMVs. Bitch, it's a whole lot of people who done sat there and died and shed blood for this shit. So you full of shit, brother. He ain't no brother, but y'all know what I'm trying to say, girl. Let me move on to the professor, because I could be on that shit for forever and a damn day. Let's see what we on next. Okay, I talked about the man who was stopped for jogging. Okay, let's talk about this teenager who killed his friend. Okay, shot him and decided that he wanted to get on Snapchat and send the damn snap to his friends. Girl, killed his friend, took a photo with the boy body, holding up the gun, and sent the snap to his friends. And what's even more fucked up about this whole situation is that the fool gonna claim that he didn't do it on purpose. It was a mistake. It was an accident. So if you did this shit on accident, was it an accident that you took a picture with my body and snapped it to our friends and shit? Was that a mistake as well? I mean, it's some sick ass sadistic. I told y'all family it's praying time. It's some sick sadistic motherfuckers living in this world. I don't know what is in the Similac now. Because I know folks been crazy, but if folks showing up crazy now, they putting something in that goddamn Similac. It's some mutated shit going on in that damn Similac that got folks right here acting a damn fool, okay? But yeah, this fool killed his friend, decided that he wanted to take a picture with the body or a video with the body or whatever he did and sent the snap to his friends. Of course, I think Snapchat deletes after however long, it automatically deletes itself. Girl, sick, sadistic ass shit, just like that bitch that was on Periscope, driving drunk, and they called 911 on her ass, and the police came and picked up her punk ass up, okay? Yeah. Now, in other crazy ass news, there's a principal in New York. Let me pull this shit up. This bitch decided that she wanted to throw out the teachers' desks and things like that. Let me tell you, she said in 2015, there is no need for y'all to be sitting down in 2015. Now, if this bitch ain't crazy, I don't know what. Now, if they don't buy this hoe, these folks need to whoop her ass when they go back to work. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what this bitch did. Decided that she wanted to come to work and tell all the teachers, get your desks and stuff, push them out in the hallway. Y'all don't need to be sitting down in the classrooms. In 2015, y'all don't need to be sitting down doing nothing. So the people asked her, okay, so what are we supposed to grade, papers and stuff on? She's like, use the cafeteria. Go in the cafeteria to grade your papers and shit. Not only did she take these folks' desks, okay, she took their filing cabinets. Okay, filing cabinets where they file off the students, test scores and things like that. Mother took everything but the damn chair. Okay, what the fuck I'm gonna do with a goddamn chair if I ain't got no damn desk? Okay, so they asked her, well, what? Okay, you took our desk and said we're supposed to grade our papers in the cafeteria. Then she took the filing cabinet. They said, well, where are we supposed to file all our belongings? She told them to figure it out. Now, Charlamagne also gave her the donkey of the day as well. Now, if this bitch ain't sniffing some shit, this bitch sniffing glue, clearly. Because if you want your teachers to throw out their fucking desks, talking about they don't need to be sitting out in the classroom, when that motherfucker, like Charlamagne said, they are underpaid like a motherfucker. We already know teachers don't make no damn money. They don't. Teachers don't make no damn money. They got to go to school and they got to teach some badass fucking kids. Kids nowadays, they sit there and go there and they talk to the teachers like they dogs. Then you got mom and daddy that want to come in there and they want to go ham and cheese on the teachers for, for maybe saying something that they feel was wrong to their child, or because their child get an F and they ain't been doing shit with the children at home, but you want to come in there and you want to whoop the teacher ass. You know what I'm saying? Just like that video I made a while back with the girl that got into it with the teacher, and the teacher, they got to fight and shit. Girl, this bitch right here is crazy. Donald Connolly, okay, she's the principal of PS24 in Riverdale, New York, okay? She says it's the 21st century. You don't need this. This bitch is crazy. She don't want them sitting down so they can go grade their papers in the lunchroom. They can figure out where they gonna file their shit at. But I'm gonna give y'all y'all can keep the chair. Okay, she figure that shit out where you gonna file all your stuff at, and they piled all this shit outside for the trash man to come get and pick it up. Now, if that ain't some sick ass shit, but I want to know this, okay, Miss Connolly, did you throw your goddamn desk away too in your office? Did you throw your shit away too? Where you gonna put your paperwork and shit and all the things that you need to have in your office? Did you throw that shit away too, or do you just have a chair in your office, or do you still have your desk? I want to know. Now, this ain't the dumbest shit y'all ain't ever heard. I want to know, okay, because this is some stupid ass shit. Yes, this bitch threw out all the teachers' desks, only leaving them their chairs, and threw out their filing cabinet, saying that they do not need to be sitting down because it is the 21st century. Go and grade your papers in the class, in the cafeteria, and figure out where you gonna file your shit at, okay, because you won't be filing in these file cabinets. Bitch, let's move on, because that shit right there getting me, girl, I'm getting mad just even thinking about this shit. Okay, so Bush and Blair, okay, it was a email that has been leaked between these two that seemed that they were plotting, or they had already planned the Iraq war a year before it, even happened. They had already planned it. We already know that Bush is full of shit. I'm just waiting on some shit to come up between a conversation between somebody up in in that whole little situation right there that is confirming that 9/11 was an inside job, because we already know there were people who were inside of the of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon who were saying that they heard bombs and shit going on before the fucking planes even hit the building. They heard bombs going off before the plane even hit the building. So I want somebody to tell me the explanation behind it. We already know the conspiracy theories behind it, if you want to call them conspiracy theories, but we already know the conspiracy theories behind that. So it's a whole lot of shit that's going on with that. But Bush and whoever else who had hand in doing this shit, they have a one-way ticket to hell. You best believe that shit. They got a one-way ticket to hell with gasoline draws on. So I'm not surprised, and I'm pretty sure you are not surprised either, because we already know all that shit was orchestrated, okay? All of it was orchestrated, in case you do not know. Now, we're going to move on. There was a man who was exonerated after 30 years on death row. And guess what he got when he got out? Okay, a $20 voucher. Now, they actually did this story right here on, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2020. Okay, the man has since died, in case you guys didn't know. He died from stage 4 lung cancer. This man was accused, I think it was somebody robbed a convenience store or something like that, killed the owner of the convenience store, and this was the man who they decided to convict. Of course, it was a judge and jury of all white people, you know, back then, and they decided to convict this black man. A lot of time they just wanted a conviction. They didn't give a fuck who it was. They damn sure didn't give a fuck if you was black. They wanted a fucking conviction, and they wanted your ass to pay for it, okay? Whether you was guilty or not. Can you imagine how many people are on death row right now because a motherfucker decided that they wanted to prove some shit, or because they wanted to make a name for themselves, lawyers and things. There are so many people right now who are sitting in prison for crimes they did not commit. A lot of folks sitting in prison for crimes they did not commit, because you got people who wanted to make names for themselves when it comes to them, getting jobs and things like that, as far as being, getting additional cases and things like that. If that ain't the sickest shit I ever heard, one of the sickest thing I've ever heard in my damn life, not the sickest, but one of the sickest things I've ever heard in my fucking life, to know that your life don't mean shit to a person who's trying to make a name for themselves in the lawyer spectrum. Because they feel like, okay, if I get a conviction from this motherfucker, don't you know how many people gonna want to hire me to prosecute certain situations? People do sick, sadistic ass shit. I don't know if y'all ever seen 9 Lives. If you haven't seen 9 Lives, y'all need to go and check it out. There was a DA, it was a prosecutor who was on there who had sent this boy to jail for robbing this convenience store. When the boy robbed the convenience store, I don't want to tell y'all the whole story, okay? I don't want to tell you the story because in case you want to watch the movie. But anyway, there was a lawyer there who sent this boy to prison for some shit that he did not do. And it was a whole lot of shit that went on behind it. If y'all want to go and check out 9 Lives, y'all need to go and check it out because it is a great, great, great movie. But just imagine how many people are sitting in prison right now for crimes they did not commit because motherfuckers wanted to just prove a point, or because they're sick and sadistic and they just want to blame somebody for the crime. They just got to get a conviction. You know what I'm saying? Sick ass motherfuckers in this goddamn world. Okay, what else did I need to talk about, girl? Okay, this is the last thing that we're going to talk about because this video is very, very, very long. There are some white folks, okay, some of our Caucasian family members who have a website where they go on there and they report suspicious neighbors who jog in the neighborhood, neighbors who go in the neighborhood making U-turns, neighbors who have, parties to where, and not saying they're being loud, but because they're black folks and they having parties and they have visitors and things like that. They go on this website to spy on these black folks in certain neighborhoods. The name of the website, let's see what the name of this website is called. Because I want to give y'all exact information because my damn computer's about to go dead. My phone good, but now my damn computer about to go dead. Bitch, ain't this some shit? What kind of bullshit is this, girl? Anyway, my computer fucking up. But anyway, there is a website. Y'all probably don't need to know about it because you go in there and you find out your goddamn neighbors is spying on you. You might gonna want to go and do some shit to somebody. You ain't gonna be able to say ThickChickVlogs told you about that goddamn website. But there's a website where you got, Caucasian neighbors who are going on this website talking shit about their black neighbors, spying on them and amongst other things. And it's some very sick ass shit to know that, you could be living in a neighborhood right now. You think it's a nice neighborhood. You think your neighbors are okay. But the whole time your neighbors are spying on you. Make sure you're not into any criminal activity based on the color of your skin. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that just lovely? How about we create a website where we trying to out, known white supremacists? Wouldn't that be awesome as well? Where we got a website where we put known white supremacists on this website, letting folks know, oh yeah, this motherfucker worked for the courthouse, and this motherfucker is part of the police department, and they are, part of the KKK. Their daddy was a KKK member, passing down the tradition to his son. How about we have a website for that? Yeah, how about we have a website for that? And oh, I want to give a shout out to Roland Martin, who went off on, what the fuck is that fool name from Fox News? I can't think of his name. Old stinking motherfucker. But Roland Martin went off on his ass, telling him he need to shut the fuck up about Black Lives Matter, the Black Lives Matter movement. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of people say all lives matter. Black lives, it's not just black lives. What I want people to understand, at least from, I saw a quote on Facebook a couple of days ago, and it was when I tell you it was the perfect quote. As a matter of fact, let me go to my page because I want to read it to you verbatim, and then we're gonna go ahead and end. This whole other situation right here. Okay, let me go to my Facebook page. I want to read it to y'all because we need to end this shit on a positive note. We need to school some motherfuckers real quick before I get up off of him. Okay, I'm trying to do this shit quickly because bitch, yeah, bitch, we need to do this shit quickly. Okay. Girl, the way you're moving got me in a trance. Please don't tell me I deleted it. Please don't tell me I deleted it. Okay? Girl, did you delete that shit? Okay, anyway, I can't find it because I don't want my camera to cut off because I got so much footage on here. But basically what it says is, well, we're not saying that only Black Lives Matter. The media started that whole shit basically saying that we're saying only Black Lives Matter. We know that all lives matter, but we're saying that Black lives matter because Black lives are in danger right now. People, of course, white lives matter, Latino lives matter, Hispanic lives matter, everybody's lives matter. But what you don't try to make it seem like we're saying only Black people's lives matter. That is not what folks are saying, and that is the gist of what that quote was saying on Facebook. I hate that I can't pull it up verbatim right now, but that is basically what folks are saying. Folks are sitting there saying folks need to quit saying that only Black lives. No, that's not what folks say. That's what the media started saying, that camera cut off. But Black lives matter, all lives matter. We know that, but don't try to downplay the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here. You guys give this video a thumbs up, go and add me on Facebook, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.